Hello and welcome to Nex-Tech Local One's Backyard Grilling, and today we're making food that goes with tailgating because it's tailgating season, or I guess you could say food that you can eat with a toothpick. Today we're going to make some meatballs wrapped in bacon, of course. We're also going to do some jalapeno poppers wrapped in bacon, and then also some little smokies wrapped in bacon. And then we're also going to bring something sweet into the mix and make some brownie bites, but those won't be wrapped in bacon. So we'll go ahead and get started here. We're going to go ahead and get started with our brownie bites so they can go on the grill and get started, and then we'll kind of jump around. First, I guess before we get started with the brownie bites, I'm going to cut some onions up here to get to sauteing so we can use those in our meatballs. And I like the cooked onions a lot better than putting just raw onions in it. I know they cook, you know, in the meatballs and everything, but to me it's better when you saute them up in a little olive oil and stuff. So we're going to cut some onions up here and get those started. So there's some onions for us, and then I'm going to do a quick jalapeno because we got to give our meatballs a little bite. And you can de-seed these jalapenos if you wanted to. That would kind of help with the heat a little bit. We're going to go ahead and keep them in there because we want the heat. So here's, I'll tell you what, we're going to do one more. There we go. Okay, so we have some jalapenos and some onions. We're going to go ahead and put those in the grill. I got a hot pan here. Just like that. Put a little bit of olive oil in there. And we'll give them a quick little stir. Just like that. Tell you what, we're also going to put just a little bit of kosher salt in there to let that start with. So, okay, so we got our onions and jalapenos ready on the grill to do a little sauteing. Let's jump right into our brownie bites. These are kind of like a no-bake cookie type thing, so they're really simple. You can do them on the grill. I went ahead and measured everything else out so we could kind of get move along pretty quick. So what I have here is a cup and 2/3 of graham cracker crumbs. And then I'm going to go ahead and add 2/3 of a cup of walnuts. And I think I got a little more in there, but I like walnuts. So we're going to add 2/3 of a cup of coconut crumbs, or diced coconuts. Then we're going to go ahead and add about 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips. Okay. And then I'm going to put this in the trash can so it don't blow away. I'm going to add a fairly decent pinch of kosher salt. Might be more than a pinch. And then we're going to add a can or 14 ounces of sweetened condensed milk. I put it in a bowl because I didn't have a can opener out here. So we're going to go ahead and get that out. Okay, so once we have that all in a bowl, we're just going to kind of proceed to mix it together a little bit. And I know you probably won't get it totally mixed together, but that's no big deal because it will incorporate really well once we get it on the grill and everything. So we're going to do our best, I should say, to get this totally incorporated. All right. Oop, I missed. Okay, that's good enough. Then I'm going to take me a cooking sheet, or these aluminum sheets work great for this. And we're going to go ahead and spray it down really good. And then we're just going to pour. Here's the trick, is to do this in the wind so it don't take off. We're going to put this in our sheet. Just like so. And then we're going to make sure it's all kind of in the corners and everything. All right, so just like that, really simple. We're going to go ahead and put this on the grill. And we're going to put that on the grill for about 15 to 20 minutes until it kind of starts to, the chocolate chips kind of start to melt and it kind of turns a golden brown on top. And then we'll take it out and let it cool, and we'll kind of take things from there. All right, so we've got that going. Let's go ahead and get started with our meatballs. Very simple meatballs. I'm going to use a pound of just ground beef, or close to a pound, I hope. And then I'm going to use about 3/4 of a pound to a pound of just pork sausage. So I have a little bit of both in there. Just like so. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put 2 cracked eggs in there, I hope. And I get these farm fresh eggs from my neighbor. Okay. So I got my eggs in there. Now I need to put I have about a cup to a cup and a half of just regular breadcrumbs. So I'm going to put my breadcrumbs in there. I'm going to put a little bit of salt. And put a little bit of salt in there. Then I'm going to check on my onions and jalapenos that we had. Those are looking really good. All right, so put that there. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and dice these up just a little bit more, especially my jalapenos. Just like that. Put that in there. Okay, so we have that all mixed in there. Also, before I forget, I've got some cheese here, and we're going to put some cheese in there as well. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this cheese up. I'm going to just kind of cube it. And I'm using, you can use mozzarella. I love Munster cheese, so that's what I'm going to use here. And that's what I had in the fridge. But you can use about anything you want. I think the smaller the cube, the better, probably. You could keep it in bigger cubes and actually kind of stuff it in the meatball, but sometimes that takes more effort than what it's worth, so I'm not going to do it that way. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we have all of our stuff. Now the fun part, you just get to reach in there and start to incorporate it all. So we have our eggs in there. We have 2 eggs. We have 1.5 cups to about 1 cup of just regular breadcrumbs to kind of hold everything together. We have a little bit of salt. We have some jalapenos, some onions, some cheese. And we've got one more thing we're going to add before we finish here, but I'm going to go ahead and get this all mixed up here a little more. All right, that's getting pretty good. So what I like to add is, if I can get the lid off here, there we go. This is a pre-mixed Bloody Mary mix. And it's kind of spicy, it's got a little bite to it. And I'm going to add a little bit of it to give this a little bit more flavor. If you had a food processor or a KitchenAid type thing, you could blend this up pretty good. It'd work better, but we don't. We're outside, so we're going to do it with our hands. So, tell you what, I'm going to add just a little more. There we go. All right, so we've got that done. Tell you what, we're gonna finish mixing this up. We're gonna go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, we're gonna start wrapping this in our bacon and getting it on the grill, and then we're also gonna start our jalapeno poppers. So don't go away.
Dignity, respect, professionalism, commitment, and fairness are the 5 core values you can expect from All Faiths Funeral Chapel in Smith Center. At All Faiths Funeral Chapel, they consider it an honor to serve you and your family and their community. Built in 2010, their large state-of-the-art facility includes dining and reception hall to accommodate large funeral dinners, even anniversaries and weddings. They also sell customized monuments and offer pre-arranged services. All Faiths Funeral Chapel in Smith Center.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Russell and all the surrounding areas, is a Medicare certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing services to patients in their homes or wherever they reside.
She takes my blood pressure and listens to me breathe and asks me how I'm doing.
Whatever the need, Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Contact Angels Care today for more information on our home health services and how we can help you stay healthy. Angels Care Home Health, we serve patients.
Hey, welcome back to Backyard Grilling, where we're making tailgating food, or food you can eat with a toothpick. So what we did so far, just a little bit of a recap, we have our Brownie Bite mixture on the grill. We mixed up our meat and stuff for our meatballs. So we're gonna go ahead and start putting a few things together so you can see how we do that. Let's go ahead and start with, we're gonna make a couple of these meatballs. So I usually like to go for a smaller meatball. That way, when the bacon is done cooked, then we know the meat inside the meatball should be good to go as well. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna make a ball, hence a meatball, and we're just gonna wrap it once. You could wrap it more. You know, you could totally wrap it if you wanted to, but once is good enough for me. So we're gonna go ahead and kind of wrap that, and I'll do a couple more here, but that's about the size I want it. Okay, just like that. Take our piece of bacon, one piece of bacon, wrap it, and then stick it with a toothpick. So, just about like so. I'll let Chris zoom in on those, and you can see you got the jalapenos in there, you got onions, we've got our Bloody Mary sauce in there, you know, some breadcrumbs and eggs to help kind of bind it a little bit. Okay, we'll do one more of these. Okay, just like that. That's our meatballs. Okay, now then, let's go ahead and move on to our jalapeno poppers. Get this out of the wind a little bit. All right, with our jalapeno poppers, we're just gonna take a regular jalapeno and we're gonna cut it right down the center. We're gonna make sure that we kind of clean the inside of it out a little bit. The seeds and stuff is what makes that really hot. Grab a knife, a littler knife here, and kind of clean that out a little bit. Just like so. So we've got those cleaned out, and then the next step is then to just grab a little bit of some cream cheese and kind of fill the middle of them. They're kind of like a boat, so we're just going to put a little cream cheese in there, just like so. Okay, and I did make some more up. We'll do a couple more here. About like so. One more here for the cameras. All right, so there we go. We've got them filled with some cream cheese. And then one thing I like to do is to use a little bit of just regular flank steak that's been tenderized. And I like to cut it in strips the size of our jalapenos. And just put those right in there like so. And then we'll put the bacon around it. So let's go ahead and add that. You don't want it real thick because you want to make sure it gets a chance to cook. So we've got that. Then we're going to add just a little bit of seasoning to that. I've got some mesquite. I say a little bit and I dump a bunch on there. So we have it like so. And we're just going to wrap it with our bacon. You know, the longer one, you may need a couple pieces of bacon. And the shorter ones, you might be able to get by with, you know, just a half a piece. I can smell our Brownie Bites in there, so we're about ready to yank those out. So we'll just wrap those up. If you want to, you can put a toothpick in there to kind of hold them. Just like so. Okay, so we've got those. Let's do this last one. We'll get it off of the table here. We're gonna need this is a 2-piecer. Okay, just like that. All right, before we go on any further, I'm gonna go ahead, I smell our Brownie Bites in here. And I'm going to get those taken off. Okay, our Brownie Bites, we're just going to, real quick before we go on to anything else, we're just going to kind of stir that up a little bit. And what that does is that breaks a lot of the chocolate chips down a little bit. Kind of incorporates. You know, like at the beginning I said, if you didn't get it all incorporated right away, it's no big deal. Well, this is why, because we're going to mix it all together like so. Okay, there we go. All right, one last thing before we go to break. We're gonna make a couple of these little smokies, bacon wrapped little smokies. We need a little bit of a variety here, so we'll do a few of these too. So these are really simple. We're just gonna wrap these little smokies in bacon. And I think we could get by with just using about a quarter of it. And we're gonna put a toothpick in it. But the cool thing about these is when we're done with them, we're gonna put them on the grill, and when they're about done cooking, we're gonna put a little bit of brown sugar on them for a sweetness. So we'll make a couple more of these up real quick. Last one here. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and put these all on the grill, and then when we go, we're gonna go ahead and go to break. I'm gonna put these on the grill, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish making the rest of my poppers up and my meatballs up, and when we come back, we'll try all of this stuff, so don't go away.
When a storm leaves your home battered and damaged, there's only one thing you can do. Forget all about it. The men in black at AquaShield Roofing and Construction have the skills and knowledge to fix your home so you'll forget the damage ever happened. Along with roofs, they do siding, guttering, insulation, windows, doors, and more. With offices in Hugoton, Oberlin, and Liberal, they're never too far away when damage strikes. When you need to forget about home damage, call the men in black at AquaShield Roofing and Construction.
Did you know?
It's not just water, it's better water.
Better Water with Smith Center completes all your hydration needs. They sell Lundy spring systems, including water softeners, reverse osmosis, water coolers, and bottled water. They won't just install your system, they will service and repair it too. Better Water can repair Echo water systems and all other major brands. They offer softener salt sales and delivery for your convenience. Serving all of Northwest Kansas.
It's not just water, it's better water.
Hey, welcome back to Nex-Tech Local 1's Backyard Grilling, where we're making tailgate food, or food you can eat with a toothpick. What we've done so far, we've made some bacon wrapped barbecued meatballs. We've done some jalapeno poppers wrapped in bacon, some little smokies wrapped in bacon, and some brownie bites that's not wrapped in bacon. But we're gonna kind of go ahead and finish these up. We're gonna finish up the brownie bites, and real quick before we get started on those, our little smokies that we put in here, I'm gonna put just a little bit of brown sugar on those now that they're about done. And that'll kind of melt together for us when we get ready to take those out here in a few minutes and try them. So real quick, before we try everything, we are gonna finish up our brownie bites. So what I have here is a little bit of powdered sugar, and I'm hoping that this won't blow away. So we have our powdered sugar, and then we have the stuff that we had on the grill. What we did is we mixed it all together. We put it on the grill for about 15 minutes, and then we took it off and mixed it again. Now we're gonna form it just into some little balls, and we're gonna wrap it with our powdered sugar. I got another plate here, and then when we're done, there went the plate. Here, I'll grab another plate. We'll put those on our plate. So once again, a little bit smaller than the way we did our meatballs. We're just gonna form those into a little ball, and then we're going to put them on our plate of powdered sugar. And I better do 3 of them so I have enough to feed the crew. So you wanna just let these set until they're good enough that you can handle them. You know, you don't want them to be too hot. That one there was a little warm. So maybe I'll let them set just a little bit longer. So those are our brownie bites. See, you can put a toothpick in there. And then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take off our All right, so there we have it, guys. We have Brownie Bites, we have our bacon wrap meatballs, we have our jalapeno poppers with some flank steak in there, and then we have our little smokies wrapped in bacon. So to me, that's tailgate food. So thanks for joining us. We're going to call the crew in here, and we're going to try this stuff. So look for us next time.